Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. There we go.
Whoa.
6 months later, Zach is back.
We're
How's
back.
it going? Yo, what it do?
Back to
I'm here.
back, like Drake. Even though
Hawks
we just
win.
lost.
Zach's back. We're
You know,
talking figures.
I was in such high demand from last episode that I had to
All
come
the
back.
comments, we had 15,000 comments, 1.2 million viewers saying, we want Zach. Zach is back.
In
And
Zach we
so-
trust.
In Zach we trust. And Zach, having the name Zach, are you offended at Zach Ryder not taking the H and going with the K?
No, not really, because I didn't really like him anyway, so he can have the K. The H is reserved for people who are worthy of it, and
Okay.
he wasn't worthy of it, so, you know.
Hold on.
It
You don't like
happens.
Ryder, but you listen to their podcast.
No. At the time, I didn't like him. He's not Zach Ryder anymore, and
Yeah.
I've come around to him. So, yeah, he's fine now. But when he was Zach Ryder with the K, no. That's a no. But Matt Cardona, I enjoy him. He's fine.
Are you saying that Brian Myers is a better at the Major Brothers?
No. Not at
So
all.
you do like Matt,
What's that?
better?
It's weird. It's because I think he's... Are we talking about just in terms of wrestling or them as people?
No, the podcast.
Oh, on podcast? No, he's really entertaining. They're both really entertaining. But Matt, yeah, I think he's just... The way their personalities are so different, he's so just obnoxious and annoying. I kind of have a love-hate relationship I feel with him. There's times where I'm like, this guy's annoying as hell, and there's times where I'm like, I love this guy. He's really entertaining. But yeah, their podcast is a lot of fun to listen to. I think his intros he does, the $1,000 broski and whatever advertisements they may have. I think he does an excellent job with it. But so as a two, he's definitely more enjoyable in the podcast for sure.
So you say you used to collect a lot of DVDs. That's why you started your YouTube channel. So when you start collecting figures and pops mainly, because I know you got a whole wall.
So pops just randomly kind of happened because I feel like we all were in that moment where we've seen them in stores. We've kind of just like looked at them. Like I think we all have that story of seeing the CM Punk and Dana Bryan at Hot Topic and sitting there. We all have that story. And I remember seeing those. I was like, oh, one day I'll get them. And it took years later, to finally start buying them. But I think I got one as a gift. I think it was one of the Jon Snow ones from Game of Thrones. I got that as a gift. And I was like, oh, okay. I finally got one. And that kind of like encouraged me to want to get more since I had the one. And I remember I went to Hot Topic and they had like the buy 3 for 27 whatever deal. So I remember I got Kevin Owens. Oh, yeah. Kevin Owens, Ultimate Warrior. And I forgot which other one I got. It might have been the Seth Rollins one. But I got 3 of them. And then ever since then, I'd go on, whether it's Toys R Us or wherever, I'd go looking for them and buy whichever ones I saw and liked.
What's the rarest one that you own?
I don't know, because I know a lot of them have went down in value since the shows ended.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely one of my
Really?
Game of Thrones. Well, not like plummeted, but
Not
they're
too
not.
much, yeah.
Yeah, they're not as expensive as they were, but it's definitely a Game of Thrones one. I just don't know which one. If I had to guess in terms of the value, it'd probably be like around $200 mark, but I'm not sure exactly which one it is. I'd have to look
What
it
about
up.
your favorite?
That's a good one. I'm not really too sure which one sticks out the most to me. 'Cause I
Or
feel
some of
like,
your favorites, I guess.
well, I think majority of my favorites are honestly the Dragon Ball Z ones.
Okay.
Like, I
Those
just
are pretty
got
sweet.
one. Oh yeah, like the one I just got from SDCC, the Goku one.
Mhm.
That one's, oh, I love that one. That's one of my favorite ones now. Pretty much any of the Goku ones, they all look badass to me. But yeah, like all the different ones they make for that line, they just came out with some of the Great Ape ones, or they came out with the Great Ape Goku one. That looks absolutely awesome.
Those
So-
are very animated. I've been able to tell.
Oh
Like,
yeah, and they
They got
definitely
a
try
lot
to
of character to them.
Oh yeah, they put details into it, which to me kind of defeats the purpose because pops are supposed to look a certain way. And don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, they look fantastic now, but that's not what they're supposed to be, if it makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, they all look great. So it's really hard to pick really one that stands out, at least that I own, because I feel like a lot of the ones I own are just ones that I was just purely trying to collect.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to get ones, like trying to collect Game of Thrones or WWE, Rick and Morty, Dragon Ball Z, whatever it may be. But yeah, I don't really know. Honestly, maybe the Finn Balor, the FYE one where he's all in the paint gimmick,
Oh yeah,
and he has like
that's a
the
good
head
one.
thing on too. Yeah, maybe that's definitely one of my favorite ones for sure. But I honestly I can pinpoint. I'd have to go through them all honestly to
Hmm.
pinpoint one.
So do you have
So
like a plan of like, yeah, I feel like you mentioned to us like, you look at your stuff and you're like, one day my man cave is gonna be sweet. Like what's one of your goals for your Funko Pops like
I was
a
gonna say, do you
display?
feel like this is a never-ending thing?
True.
Yeah, it is never ending, but it gets to a point where, like with me, I've been very selective. Like before, no matter what I liked, it could just be like a movie I barely like. If I liked it, I bought it. But now it's like, okay, I really have to pick and choose what I want to get here. And
So you
I've
realize
been,
you had a problem.
oh yeah, absolutely. That's when you realize, okay, I need to calm down here a little bit.
Hmm.
So I've been trying to focus more on like right now I've been mainly focusing on like the Dragon Ball Z ones just because like I feel like most of the WWE ones coming out aren't that interesting. Like they had some cool ones come out recently and some detailed ones like that Elias one's really detailed and they came out with the cool looking Undertaker one with his eyes rolled back of his head.
Oh yeah, that's like
That's the one
I
that
wish
brought
I
me
bought
back.
one of those.
Oh yeah. So they've had some cool ones coming out but none that really stick out to me that I really want to get. So I feel like in terms of the pops I'm interested in, just nothing's come out that I really cared to get. So
Mhm.
that's a big reason why I've slowed down too on that. But
So are you just collecting pops? Are you collecting figures? Like,
uh so I got pops and I've started a little dangerous collection of uh 3-0 figures, which are 1/6 scaled. I know Ryan Falcone talked a little bit about those things in your guys' podcast, like those hot toys.
yeah.
Those like those $200 ones.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've slowly started a dangerous collection of those. Not like collecting like all of them, but just the ones I want. Like I have a Tyrion one and a Jon Snow one. I have a Night King one that actually just shipped, so I'm excited to get that one in. So I have those. I have like $20 little posable, not posable, but they're like the statues kinda. I have some Dragon Ball Z ones I've been getting that look pretty cool, but yeah, besides that, I don't know, I'm very selective. Like I don't just like collect the, with the figures mainly. Like with Pops, if it's like a WWE brand, I'll probably try to collect all of them, but with like figures, I just really get what I like care to have. Like with the new AEW figures, I just want to get the Kenny Omega one. I don't really care to get the other ones.
Yeah,
So, I don't
that's what I've
know.
been trying to
I just
figure out.
I'm very selective with the stuff I get nowadays and what I collect. If it looks cool to me, honestly, that's what I get now. I have to just really like it.
I agree. That's the
Did
way
you
to
get
go.
the Did you get the elites and stuff like way back when?
No, that's the thing though. Like, I never was a huge like figure collector. Like, there's a lot I liked, and I was like, I'd always tell myself like, okay, I'd collect the ones that I wanted, but then I just never came to getting them. And by the time they're out in stores, like the ones I wanted were already gone, and they were probably like, and the way the stores stock them too, like they'll be 15 series behind what they're supposed to be. So just the inventory in stores were terrible too. So it was hard to collect when people were buying them immediately and selling them online for triple the price. And you had to get them pretty much right when they came out, or you're pretty much screwed. So I don't
Like
know.
punk ones? Like I remember punk ones. Like even back then, like when his NXT, his Nexus days and his winning the WWE Championship, even those were like going for a lot back then, and they're still going. Now they're going for even more
Wait,
now.
the punk elites?
Yeah,
Dude,
I
you
feel
know how
like if
many times I walked into like a Toys R Us and they were just like a bunch of them just chilling on the
no,
pegs,
no,
and
I'm
I was
talking
just
about
like, eh.
the red box.
Yeah, yeah, but even back then, like
Really?
they were just chilling. All my stores, they were always just there. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like they were so hot. The Nexus one, I remember especially.
well, the Nexus one, um, was that exclusive? No,
No, no, no, that was exclusive.
I don't know, dude. Or something about this area. Just
Straight Edge
one wanted
Society is
punk.
it's like the most rare elites you could get.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Like there was some I wanted. Like I said, I just never got around to getting them. By the time I was kind of like, oh yeah, I remembered about that figure. It was like way late, and they'd be going for like a good amount on online already. So I'm like, yeah, why even bother? And I feel like once I'd buy like a handful of figures, I wouldn't
mhm.
stop buying more at that point too. And I don't want to dig myself into that hole.
Yeah, because you mentioned like you listen to their podcasts, and when I started listening to their podcast, I was just like, I gotta go to like any store now. Like they mentioned like TJ Maxx had figures. I was like, all right, done. Like I'll go to TJ Maxx and look for figures. Like, I mean, it was bad. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Like,
especially when they're finding like grails for like $5. You're like, okay, I gotta
Yeah,
see what my local ones have. If they have anything.
exactly. It's like
this is how
they
my
mess with
problem
your mind.
stupid Undertaker figures. I pretty much almost all the elites.
I know.
Yeah.
I swear I see like a new Undertaker unboxing like every other day from you, and my feed just pop up.
Yeah, yeah, major problem.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Major
like
problem podcast for me.
that's the new name of this podcast, the Major
Oh, is it?
Figure Problem Podcast. Anyway,
There we
um,
go.
but yeah, is there any other like we talked about Funkos, we talked about like wrestling figures and like those really expensive like statue looking things. Like, are there any? It doesn't have to be wrestling related. Like, not statues or like figures or toys that you like collect. Like, I know like some people collect like Star Wars like toys and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Um. Currently, not really. I mean, honestly, to this day, like anything like Game of Thrones related, I'll get it. Like I know
Hmm.
they have a new like Funko like game coming out, so I'll probably end up getting that. And the other day I saw like it was like those Mega Construct sets. It's like a different version of Legos or whatever. I
Hmm.
saw some on clearance the other day at Target, so I bought like two of those and
Wow.
made those. So honestly, like anything like Game of Thrones, I'll still buy. Like I don't care that it's been over and people trashing now. I still really enjoy it. So pretty much that's
So
like the only thing I've really mainly collected has been like Game of Thrones and pretty much anything related to it.
So explain. So I when I think of Game of Thrones, I think of Zach. I think of you because, like, I feel like you for like so many years like talked about Game of Thrones, and like I always saw you tweeting about Game of Thrones, and so I mean, anytime I saw someone talk about it, I was like, oh, that's Zach's show. So would you? What do you have to say to someone who I don't know. Maybe they're in the middle of season two. They watched the ending before they watched the beginning, and they're in the middle of season two, and they want to finish the show because they bought some of the seasons so they could finish the show. What would you say to hypothetically that person?
AKA Mike.
I'm about to
Yes.
say you're referring to yourself here.
Yes. Would you, what, like, is it one of those things where, like, you have to watch it? Because I've heard watch until the end of season seven or season, I forgot what it was.
If it's season seven, you might as well just finish it with eight. Then
Season,
at that point, right?
that's
No,
true.
I think I've heard. I think it's
Season
different. Like
six.
for a while, it was like every year. Like I heard, okay, stop at season four. Then like next year, oh, stop at season five. Oh, stop
Hmm.
at season six. Like I feel like every year it always changed. So I'm like,
Yeah.
so you're just saying to stop when the new season airs, or just I don't know. I never understood people when it came to that. But I mean, me, I'd say watch the whole thing. Now, like in terms of like the absolute best stuff, in my opinion, two, three, and four, that's the absolute best stuff you'll get. I mean,
Uh,
throw six in there too. I'll throw six in that group. But those are the absolute best seasons you'll get. Um, but yeah, I mean, I love it. I really enjoyed it, and I know the last season gets a lot of hate, but you know, it is what it is. I don't think it was perfect by any means, but I think there was logic to it. People want to
mhm.
make it seem like it made no sense in the world, but when you look back, especially when I rewatched it back, once the Blu-ray came out, you piece everything together, it makes more sense. So I don't
Mhm.
know.
I
That's
mean,
just my opinion.
I'll be honest. Like, I watched the first season, because I realized that I can get HBO at my apartment at school. I watched the first season, like in full, and then um, I jumped around. Like, I think like the day before the season eight was about to come back. I because I figured it out, and I was going to be able to watch the entire season eight while I was still at school. And the last day I was gonna, like the last day that I was there, that was the finale. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna like, try to watch this finale even though I don't know what's going on. So Tommy like gave me key episodes throughout the entire show's run that I can watch and kind of like, help me get caught up. Um,
Hmm.
and as someone who did that, season eight, I mean, it wasn't that bad. I had a lot of fun watching season eight. I quickly became an Arya fan, and when she like comes out of nowhere, to kill the what's his name, the Ice King, the Night King,
Yeah,
the
Night King.
the Night King. Like, I mean, that's like I have that clip saved on my computer in high definition. That like I titled it the greatest like clip in TV history because I mean that's awesome. Like she drops the dagger into the other hand, she catches it, she kills the guy. Like, I mean that is like I don't care if if Bran in the wheelchair, like if he's like the king now, the king of the North, whatever, king of the whatever it's called. I feel like I'm doing a terrible job,
Oh no,
explaining this to someone who's so good,
you're
who's
good.
like a big fan. But like it was like I didn't mind it. And Arya's off, sailing to who knows where, trying to explore new areas. Jon Snow is on the wall, and the guy in the wheelchair is the king. So I mean, I didn't mind it. Season 8.
It's funny too, because like when you mentioned with the knife drop, there is a scene that happened in season 7 that she learns that in. So like they implemented that scene from that episode into that episode. So it's like
Even better.
it's good that it goes to show you like things matter. It's not like things happen for no reason. There's things
Yeah.
that happen for a reason, and it progressed to that moment in the show. But I mean, in terms of that season, I don't know how this became a figures podcast, a Game of Thrones
It's
podcast,
okay.
but
But all back together because you started collecting Funkos because of Game of Thrones.
Boom.
it's very true. That's very, very true. But in terms of back to season 8, like my only gripe with it was just like, yeah, I can see what people meant that just it felt rushed. I
Mhm.
definitely felt like it should have been like a full 10 episodes. They definitely could have done a better job, but yeah,
Yeah.
because like it immediately went to like the next thing, to the next thing, the next thing. Like there was no room to breathe and take things in. It was like, all right, you had this battle. Okay, guess what? Next episode, another huge battle. It's like, okay, let it breathe a little bit in between.
Yeah. The White Walkers just like it was like this big thing that I remember from like early in like I feel like the first episode of season 1 it was like a thing and then all of a sudden it's just like eh they're dead like it's over, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that was one of the things like the show was based off of. One of the big buildups was that big battle.
Yeah.
And then yeah, just it kind of got it happened. They're like, all right, well that's over with now. It's like
And
what?
then yeah, and then Daenerys Targaryen, she just like snaps when she hears the bells and like just burns down a whole city. Like I mean, that's just it was one of those things where it was like I know I understand why they want the writers dead. People want the
Oh
writers
yeah,
dead
like
because of
with
this.
with her, yeah, that was complete. Like they didn't want to build that. They didn't want to build that heel turn. They just went straight to the heel turn. They didn't want to build it up. And
Yeah,
that was the big problem. Like they had basis to build the story behind. Like she literally watched all her friends die in front of her, and then
yeah.
they had a lot of stuff to go with. But they just nah, let's just have her just snap and just do her thing. And
My
that was the thing
queen,
that aggravated a lot of people. Oh yeah, and everyone's saying that's all he
Jon
said that
Snow.
season.
All I'm saying is, all I'm saying is, she could still be alive.
Yeah, I mean, I can sit here and theorize 47 different things that could happen, but
Yeah,
I don't know. The show is over with, so I don't feel
yeah,
a need to fantasize about what's going to happen next anymore because it doesn't
yeah.
matter. It's over. I am looking forward to the new show, though, the new Targaryen show. It's not going to happen for like another 2 years, but
Wow.
I'm excited for it. Should be a good time,
I
hopefully.
feel like future me will figure out a way to watch that show and enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
two
yeah, I
years,
think
like a good time.
Oh yeah, and like especially you'll probably have at least some subscription service that'll carry it. Like there's no
Yeah.
way there's no way around not being able to watch it. Is what I'm trying to say.
hmm Yeah. But all right, well, that was the Game of Figures podcast. Um, and
You turn
yeah, Zach,
Justin.
Zach, thanks for yeah. Well, the first half was Justin with the figures, and you know, the second half. I feel like in the first podcast we did, I wanted to bring up Game of Thrones, but I didn't know where to like put it in at. So this
I'm
was my way of doing that.
I'm glad you did because honestly, since it's happened, I've had no one to talk to about it. So this has been
Mhm.
kind of been my first way to talk about it, at least
Wow.
like on a open platform. But that's not Twitter or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's good to kind of actually have someone to talk to about it. To be perfectly honest.
We can do. Um, I don't know when this is gonna be. Like I have the. Okay, so I bought. This is where we're gonna wrap this up. I could probably say this off recording. But I bought the first like season on Blu-ray. Maybe it was the first two seasons on Blu-ray because they were $10 at Target, And I was like,
Mhm.
$10, you get the digital code in each. That's a steal. So that's why I watched the first season, because I was able to watch it with the digital code. And then um, now I feel like I have season 3 and season 5, and both of those came with digital codes.
Mhm.
So once I finish season 3, then I'll go buy season 4 and get the digital code for that as well. And then I'll be able to, you know, complete the show with 6, 7, and 8. So yeah, when I finish the show again, probably in like, I don't know, a year, then we'll run it back, and even if it's not a podcast, we could just talk about Game of Thrones, because I'm sure I'll have thoughts once I eventually finish this. I feel like it's been a long time coming, but
Oh yeah,
that's
and
it.
any questions, I can pretty much answer
Oh,
any of
for
them
sure,
probably.
for sure. I'll let you know. But all right, well, thanks for staying around for episode 2, and
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
that's gonna be it. Justin, you got anything else to say?
We're out of here.
Yeah.